What's up, everybody? My name is OMG WTF LOL FTWBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. No, not 2020. Yes. We are still behind in the times. Still stuck in our, what was it? 460? I don't even remember. 420 FPS, or I don't know, whatever that stupid HD freaking thing is called. I don't even know what the hell they call it. But yes, we are back with more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016 because I don't know how to move along with the times. That's why they call me the Retro Rockstar. And we are back with the Invasion Save, Season 2 of the Brand Era. We are booking Monday Night Raw here tonight as we continue on in the King of the Ring tournament. Again, as always, and I mean it when I say as always, I apologize for the wait in between these videos. You never realize just how fast time moves until, well, you just so happen to look at your YouTube one day and see that it's been a month in between uploads. I truly do apologize for that, you guys. Between working the graveyard shift, getting sleep, trying to have somewhat of a social life, and also picking up some side gigs on the side, like my professional wrestling and like reselling, my time sometimes gets a little caught up, and I get a little bit forgetful. Before we do move on, though, I'm sure some of you may have noticed, because some of you actually watched the matches. I did upload 2 matches the other day. One of them was actually a match that I was in. Some of you may know that I do wrestle on the side. It was the match between AJ Phoenix, Fonzie LaFleur, and of course myself, Stevie Ray Pim, baby. And the other match was one of my good friends, Pop Chulo. He had his debut over in California, and I recorded that and fortunately had to upload it in 2 different parts because I accidentally ended the video while recording, but luckily didn't really miss too much, so there's not maybe like a second or 2 in between the 2 recordings that are missed, but you don't really miss anything in between the matches. So if you go and watch those back to back, you'll be able to really watch the full match practically. But yeah, I would just say you guys in the future could keep an eye out for some matches here and there. I'm going to try to upload them or get them on my phone as much as I can. Usually when I do my wrestling, my buddy Sean is there, and he records them on his tablet, and he has all the matches up on his YouTube channel, which is Referee Sean Rankin. You can always go down in the description below. His channel is listed there, and you can go and see plenty of my matches along with plenty of other matches and much better matches on the Arizona, California independent wrestling scene. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's get to the part where you guys have been waiting for a month now. And again, I also want to apologize for not getting that extra video up that I've been promising, or not been promising, but promised at the end of the last video, and it's actually going up before this video will be going up. So pretty much just got to stop saying I'm going to upload on a certain time and just upload when I can, but I am trying to get better. Anyway, I know you guys are sick and tired of hearing that because I mention it in every video practically, so let's go ahead. Let's start this up. One more thing I did want to mention before we do move on. I am kind of recovering from being sick. I had a bit of a sore throat and a running nose. I'm also right next to my fan, so if you hear a fan going off, sorry, I do live in Arizona. It is quite hot right now in my room, and this is going to be the only way I'm pretty much going to be getting through this video is with this fan here. So if my voice is a little off today, it's because I'm getting over the sore throat. And if you hear a fan running in the background, that's because, well, it is very hot. Anyway, 65 solid C rating here as we open up the night with a pre-show matchup. Terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Matt Hardy defeats Matt Bentley in 6 minutes, 1 second with the flying leg drop. Matt Hardy shown in this match, as he should. Matt Bentley with an in-ring performance of a 14, and Matt Hardy with a 76. Hardy also improving in his performance. I believe Bentley's related to Shawn Michaels, if I'm correct, but I don't remember entirely. Moving on, we open up the night with a 99 A-star rating as the ring is decorated and with the ring decorated, highlighting Goldberg's many accomplishments from his football career to, of course, his career in WCW. Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff stand in a ring, and Vince takes to the mic, and this is going to be the first instance where you guys probably realize that my voice isn't too up to key right now, because I'm going to have to do a Vince McMahon voice, and this is going to suck.
Tonight on Monday Night Raw, we want to honor a great man, one of the best in our industry, and quite possibly the next WWE World Champion. Tonight, we want to look back on the career of Bill Goldberg and highlight how we've gotten here. So without further ado, let's bring out Bill Goldberg.
Of course, there's no sign of Bill Goldberg, and Vince begins to panic as he looks over at Eric Bischoff.
What the hell's going on, Bischoff? I told you this wasn't gonna work. This is a dumb idea from the get-go.
Bischoff, though, stands up for himself. Calm down now, Mr. McMahon. The show just started. You know how long it takes Bill to get from the locker room out here? Let's just run the video. Come on, let's just run the video, shall we? Come on. Run the video, monkeys. Let's run it. Come on. And then that's when we get a bit of a video highlighting the career of Bill Goldberg, as I mentioned before, highlighting his run in the NFL with, I believe, the Atlanta Falcons, his time in the WCW power plant, and then the illustrious streak that he held in WCW, which ran up to, of course, him becoming the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. And then the video ends. Vince still not too impressed here, as he's starting to get a little frustrated, not hesitated. If you remember on the last Monday Night Raw, I know it's been a little bit, Vince McMahon, of course, offered Bill Goldberg to join up with him and Eric Bischoff, and they'll work together to ensure that The Undertaker loses that championship, but Bill Goldberg wanted nothing with that, and well, it looks like Vince McMahon's plan may be backfiring him, and you can see the frustration forming on his face.
Well, where the hell is he? Goldberg, I put all this together for you. The least you could do is get your ass out here.
Vince McMahon takes the handy-dandy notepad here.
Get your ass out here and eat your damn cake that I bought for you, damn it.
That's when Goldberg's music finally plays, and out comes the number one contender for the WWE World Championship, who makes his way down to the ring and joins Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff.
What the hell's going on here?
Says Goldberg.
It's a celebration, can't you see? We're celebrating you, damn it. Yeah, I could see that, right. What for, McMahon?
Well, and this is when Eric steps up. It's for you, Bill, We're here to celebrate you becoming the WWE World Champion.
Right. It's just one problem there, Eric. I'm not the champion. Not yet. But you can bet your last dollar that the King of the Ring, Goldberg, will walk out your new WWE World Champion. But as of right now, I'm not. And the only weight I'm looking to gain is the extra pound that comes with the WWE World title, not from that piece of crap cake. So you'll excuse me. You ungrateful son of a bitch! Do you know how much Eric and I went through to set this up? I went through the trouble of paying the best video editors to highlight your stupid career. I paid the NFL to use the rights for your football footage. Hell, we went even so far to get your favorite damn cake, and you're just gonna walk away? When are you gonna realize, Goldberg, that it's much easier when you're on the side of Vincent Kennedy McMahon instead of on the outs?
So when Goldberg kind of gets in the face of Vince here.
Oh, really? Is that the case, huh? Yeah, really. You got me my favorite cake, did you? Yeah. Yeah, we got it.
Well, Vince, since you did go through all the trouble. That's when Goldberg, sticks his finger in the cake, tries the icing. It is good. But of course, instead of eating the cake, he picks it up, smashes it in the face of Vince McMahon before leaving the ring, and Vince covered in cake, and of course, Goldberg just laughing at him, maybe even saying, so good, I think I'm going to give it to you, Vince. And then smashing it in his face, and walking up, Vince McMahon pissed, telling him, cut the camera, go to commercial, go to commercial. Maybe even Eric cutting, saying, go to commercial, as Vince McMahon wipes the cake off his face. So, of course, my low energy right now maybe didn't do that promo the best of justice here. But Vince McMahon still trying to get on Goldberg's good side, still trying to get Goldberg to work with him here, especially since he wants to, ensure that The Undertaker doesn't walk away as the WWE champion, and maybe even Goldberg getting rid of The Undertaker once and for all, trying to get on Goldberg's good side here. And, of course, Eric Bischoff knows Goldberg a bit better than Vince McMahon since working with him for so long. Vince McMahon, of course, tries to put on this celebration for Goldberg, even gets his favorite cake. But what ends up happening, Goldberg, like he said last week on Raw, wants nothing to do with Vince McMahon and Eric Bischoff, and just shows it off here tonight even more as he takes that cake and shoves it up shoves it right up Vince McMahon's candy mouth because, it was in his face, not in his mouth. Anyway, Goldberg apparently did not do well without a script to follow. That's a bit of a shame, but we'll blame me here as well because I apparently didn't do too well as myself. This did get the start to show off with a strong start. Crowd was hot. Goldberg still looked good despite not doing well with the script. And we move on. 68C plus rating as we hype up tonight that we will have another King of the Ring qualifier as X-Pac will take on Kurt Angle. Last week on Monday Night Raw, Shawn Michaels moved on in the tournament. And I believe Chris Jericho defeated Eddie Guerrero, if I'm correct. If not, I think I might have just spoiled something for the future, but I believe we did Jericho and Eddie last week. Anyway, X-Pac versus Kurt Angle tonight. 73B minus rating here as the Click pull up backstage and they spot Sergeant Slaughter, who is leaning against the wall and he's smiling. Kevin Nash walks up to him. And why might you be so happy, old man?
What? A guy can't be in a good mood? Yeah, not when you got that smug look on your face there, Sarge,
says Shawn Michaels. Sergeant Slaughter and Michaels have a similar voice, so I got to kind of change them up for this this segment. At least I give them the same voice.
They both got that gravelly little sound to them, except Sarge is a bit higher up, and Michaels might be a little bit more down here.
So, there you go. Anyway,
not when you got that smug look on your face there, Sarge. Well, I'm guessing you guys haven't heard the good news then yet. That would explain why I'm so damn happy.
Yeah? And what news is that?
Well, you know that King of the Ring qualifier match that's tonight between, you, X-Pac, and Kurt Angle?
Yeah, what about it? Says X-Pac.
Well, Eric Bischoff has barred anybody from standing ringside. So that includes, Hogan, Eric Angle, and Bradshaw, but that also includes you, Shawn, and you, Nash.
And why would we care? If we want to be out there, we're going to be out there. And there ain't a damn thing Eric Bischoff or you can do about it.
Yeah, he thought he'd say... He thought you'd say that, Nash. That's why if your clique or Team Hogan get involved, Bradshaw or Your Holiness here, Shawn Michaels himself, will be pulled from the tournament. So, unless you want to risk your chance at glory, I think you know what's best for business.
It's a horrible Sergeant Slaughter laugh. And then X-Pac, of course, looks a little pissed off about it, but Michaels just kind of shrugs it off, smiles.
Well, looks like you're on your own tonight, Pac. I'd risk it, but I've already advanced.
And, of course, that's when HBK and Kevin Nash go to leave, and X-Pac, hey, where are you guys going? Come on! You're not even going to
Damn it.
X-Pac not looking too confident now as he just found out that his click buddies aren't going to be there to help him out here tonight. But, I don't know. He still might be able to pull it off. Sergeant Slaughter is apparently not suited to his gimmick, but that's fine. Who really cares about that? Advance the segments here as we move on to our next segment, which is a 84B plus rating as we are now backstage in Mr. McMahon's office. Vince is cleaning himself up while ranting, of course.
Who the hell does Bill Goldberg think he is? Shoving cake in my face? Does he know who I am? I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon, damn it! And if he thinks he's gonna go on to King of the Ring and win my world title, then he's got another thing coming. The only way he's going on to King of the Ring is if he buys a damn ticket. I'll fire that son of a bitch.
Calm down, Vince. Calm down. Let's think clearly. Who's the bigger problem here? Bill Goldberg, who shoved cake in your face? Or The Undertaker, who literally wants to kill you?
It's a fair point. You know, I'm glad you're here. You're always there to help me during this time. It really means a lot to me, Eric.
Don't mention it, Vince. It's my honor. That's when we hear a knock on the door.
Coming!
And Bobby the Brain Heenan's here.
Well, if it isn't Bobby the Brain Heenan, how the hell are you?
Beautiful, Junior, beautiful. Hey, I couldn't help but notice you've got a bit of a Goldberg problem here. You know what? If you catch my drift, let me pull out the handy-dandy notepad.
Yeah. But I've got much bigger problems right now with The Undertaker, and sadly, as much as it pains me to say it, I need Goldberg right now to take care of that other problem.
Ah, the old killing two birds with one stone trick, huh? Look, what do you want, Bobby? Look, I'm glad you asked, Eric. While I like the idea of having the two monsters kill each other, it doesn't benefit me at all. And you know, Vince, I'm the brain, and I'm always thinking.
Well, what'd you have in the mind, Bobby?
Well, I've got the next Goldberg. The next big thing, they say. The perfect prodigy himself, Mark Jindrak. Come on in, Mark. And that's when Mark walks in.
Well, you know, Mark is a physical specimen. I'll give you that, Bobby, but I don't see how this helps me.
Well, quit staring at Mark's massive muscles for a minute. Say that 10 times fast. And open your eyes, Junior. Mark is the future. And Mark can take care of Goldberg. You give us a match tonight, and not only will we take care of your Billy, but your zombie problem as well.
You're confident you can pull this off, Bobby?
I'm guaranteeing it, Junior. Leave it to me.
Well, what do we got to lose? Tonight, Goldberg will go one-on-one with Mark Jindrak.
I'm not going to let you down, Vinny. And then after Goldberg, we'll take care of The Undertaker. No problem at all. All right. Well, again, a little backstage meeting there as Vince McMahon ranting about Goldberg. But things might be looking up for Vince McMahon as Bobby the Brain Heenan alongside, of course, his client, Mark Jindrak, come in and they have a bit of an offer. Let us take care of Goldberg, and then after we take care of Goldberg, we'll be the number one contenders. And we'll take care of The Undertaker as well. So, of course, with the history of Vince McMahon and Bobby the Brain Heenan, Vince willing to give him a shot. 84B plus rating here. Eric and Bobby the Brain Heenan worked the crowd well. Mark Jindrak getting better at his gimmick. Crowd got hot for this. Did lose some heat for the downfall, the Dead Man storyline, but gained heat for the Reflection of Perfection storyline. Did we press the button? We did. 57C minus rating here. And about that had subpar wrestling and little heat to it. The debut of the Dojo. Steve Blackman, of course, he has opened up his own personal dojo to teach his martial arts, his karate style. And two of his star pupils, Hayashi and Tajiri, form the dojo. They made their debut tonight against the Boogie Knights. Of course, they win in 5 minutes, 49 seconds when Tajiri defeated Disco Inferno with the Brain Buster. Apparently, though, Tajiri the weak link in this matchup. That's unfortunate. Das Wunderkid, Alex Wright with a solid 60 rating. Disco with a 57. Tajiri 38. Hayashi with a 54. Wow. Moving on to the next segment here tonight, we hype up that we will see Jim Ross sit down with Rhino, or he had a sit-down interview with Rhino, and we will see that footage here later on tonight. 77 solid B rating here, and a 42 solid D rating here as we hype up that the Pimp Party will take on Molly Holly and Sugar Shane Helms next, and it could be a handicap match if Gregory Helms wasn't able to find himself a partner. 43, oh, that wasn't next, I guess. Maybe I put him in the wrong spots or whatnot, but it's going to happen tonight. But next, the Hardcore Championship will be on the line as the Sandman hosts the Open Challenge as he looks to bring, well, prestige and honor to the Hardcore Championship as he's sick of people looking at it like a joke. We have that matchup, 45 solid D rating, and the Sandman finds himself up against the hardcore legend himself, Terry Funk. And a terrible matchup, the Sandman defeats Terry Funk in 9 minutes 52 seconds with a flying leg drop, making his second defense of the Hardcore Championship. Apparently the Funker was really off his game here tonight. That's a bit of a shame. Getting better at his gimmick, though. He's one of our, I believe, developmental trainers, so I'm not too concerned over his gimmick, to be honest, or how he really looked here tonight. This was all just a way to kind of try to boost Sandman up and get a little bit more popularity on his end. Anyway, the overbooking didn't sit well with the crowd, and that's because we made it a mayhem. I might avoid that in the future. Sandman with a 50 in-ring performance. Terry Funk with a 45. No worker improvements here as we move on to our next segment. 77 solid B rating here as we're backstage in the locker room, and we see Jeff Hardy and Rob Van Dam. Jeff Hardy starts. Hey man, tough break last week. Losing to Sean and all that in the King of the Ring, it sucks, bro, but you gave it all. You did good out there. You know, yeah, you're right, Jeff. It sure does suck. But I'm not going to let it ruin my day. The way I see it, I took a former world champion to his limit. Good things are in store for RVD. And speaking of big things that are in store, I've got a #1 contendership match for the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Right on, man. You know, that's awesome. The only issue with that is, I've also got a #1 contendership match for the Intercontinental Championship. Oh. I see. That's when, RVD and Jeff kind of get in each other's face because they just realize that they'll be facing each other to determine who will challenge Raven for the Intercontinental Championship. Rob then steps up and says, "You know what this means, right?" Jeff responds, "It means tonight that we've got to fight." You know what, Jeff? Let's go out there, put it all on the line, put egos to the side, and let the better man win. I couldn't agree more. That's when Jeff and Rob shake hands, and they're going to have a bit of a friendly competition here tonight to determine who will face Raven for the Intercontinental Championship. Lost heat for the feud, unfortunately. And, of course, we just hype up, again, 76 B-, that tonight it'll be Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam. Winner goes on to fight Raven. Coming up next, though, is the King of the Ring qualifier match, who will move on to round 2. 72 B-, Kurt Angle versus X-Pac next. And remember, no Team Hogan, no Click allowed out to the ring. Or else, not only will, of course, Angle or Pac, whichever respective member of that team, be disqualified, but then, of course, so let's say Team Hogan interferes, Bradshaw is out of the tournament. Shawn Michaels interferes. I guess it doesn't matter. Shawn or Matt Nash interfere. they're out of the tournament, or Sean's out of the tournament. You get the gist here. Angle, Pac, next. 75 B- rating. Before we get to that matchup, we are backstage in Mr. McMahon's office again. And a bit of an argument's forming here between McMahon and Bischoff. And what makes you so confident that Heenan's plan will work? As Bischoff starts off.
Eric, look, Bobby and I go back. Everyone remembers Bobby the Brain Heenan as the brain behind all those monsters brought before Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, monsters that fell to Hulk Hogan. When has a Bobby Heenan plan ever worked?
Well, it's a better plan than butter up and throw a party for Goldberg. Eric, I know the two of you go back as well, and you're proud of your creation. But even Austin made me millions. Didn't mean I showed favoritism for him.
That's when someone knocks on the door. Come in! And in walks Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash?
The hell do you two want?
Now, Vince, is that any way to greet your future world champion? Always so confident. What makes you think it's going to happen anytime soon? Last I checked, it's Goldberg facing The Undertaker.
It's Goldberg. Goldberg. You're not wrong, Mr. Bischoff. It is Goldberg facing the dead man. But if you let me pull out my handy-dandy notepad, just makes you wonder, who's gonna win? I could care less who's gonna win, to be fact. In fact, I could care less who's champion up until January of next year, because I'm calling my shot. You're looking at the King of the Ring, King Click himself, and all I'm missing is my crown. Speaking of the King of the Ring,
that's when Sean sits on the couch, turns on the TV, maybe even grabs some fruit or whatever kind of food McMahon has in the office.
Let's watch, shall we? Let's see how X-Pac does.
Look, Sean, we've got far more important. Sit down and shut up, Eric. We're watching this. So a little bit of intimidation from the Click here as they join McMahon and Kevin Nash in the managerial's office to watch our next matchup. Vince McMahon clearly enjoyed the freedom, as did Eric Bischoff and Shawn Michaels, and Kevin Nash is getting better at his gimmick. Lost some more heat for the Dead Man storyline, though. Moving on, we have the match. 83 B+ rating here, and about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Kurt Angle defeats X-Pac in 14 minutes 15 seconds with the ankle lock submission hold. No interference from either team, just a straight fair match. And when it's a straight fair match, Kurt don't lose normally. Kurt Angle with an in-ring performance of a 91, X-Pac with a 63. X-Pac is improving in his performance as well. We move on to our next segment here. 54 C- rating as we are backstage with Molly Holly and Gregory Helms, and Molly is panicking as her and Helms match as well. It's coming up and they don't have a partner. Molly, come on, calm down, baby. I got this. Calm down. Calm down. How can I calm down when we're up next and we don't have a partner, even though someone said he'd take care of it? And I did. He's just taking care of something else right now. But I promise we got someone, babe. Have I ever let you down before? No, I guess you haven't. Look, he better show up. I don't even want to imagine the embarrassment of losing to a bimbo like Tracy Brooklyn. Not a chance, baby. Trust me, I've known this guy for years. He'll be there. All right, well, coming up next, Molly Holly and Gregory Helms team up to take on the Pimp Party. And if they don't have a partner, it's going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match. And that's next. 54 C- for that segment. 48 D+ as we get even further hype. That coming up next is the, 6-man potential 3-on-2 handicap match. 75 B- rating as Rhino's interview or sit-down interview with Jim Ross is next as well when we come back from commercial break. 90 solid A rating here as we go to our sit-down interview between Jim Ross and Rhino. Take it away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me at this time is one of the up-and-coming talents here on Monday Night Raw, Rhino. Rhino, thank you for joining me.
Let's just make this quick, Jim.
Well, then let's just get straight to the point, shall we? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Last week, I'll admit it was unprofessional of me to approach directly after you've had a match. It's been a week. We both had time to cool down. But it's also been another week, and we haven't heard a damn thing from Stone Cold. He hasn't returned any of my calls. You're not talking. Last time Stone Cold suffered a loss to Bill Goldberg, we hadn't heard from him or seen from him in months. Now, after a triple threat match involving you as well, we still haven't heard from Austin since his loss. It's no secret the relationship between the two of you, given how Austin took you under his ring as his protege. Before we move on, have you heard from Stone Cold at all?
You've got to be Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold. I'm so tired of being asked about Stone Cold. You know, like it was my week to watch him. You know, shut up, Jim. No, I won't calm down. You asked me for an interview to talk about my future, and the first thing you asked me is a question about Stone Cold Steve Austin? You're damn right it was disrespectful what you did last week. But you want to know what's more disrespectful? Acting like you give a damn about me and tricking me into an interview when all you care about is Stone Cold. Did you know I'm a former ECW World Champion? The last ECW World Champion. What about my childhood? Do you know anything about me besides the past few months that I spent with Austin? You want to know my opinion on Stone Cold? He's selfish. He's a guy that was threatened by me. I almost beat him for the WWE Championship, and he decided to cage me under a mentorship. But you know what? It had its benefits. Sure as hell got a lot easier to get TV time when Stone Cold's your mentor. Hell, maybe even JR will want to have a sit-down interview with you someday. But his ego got the better of him. He couldn't accept his loss to Goldberg, so much so that he wanted another shot, and it didn't matter to him that his so-called protege was already shooting his shot. No. You want to know why? Because it's all about Stone Cold. Stone Cold Steve Austin is dead to me. I meant what I said last week. I don't care if we ever see him again. But if Stone Cold wants to come back, then he's got a gore waiting for him. This interview is over, JR. Don't come to me ever again. Don't try to talk to me, because next time you do, I'm going to kick your ass too.
Rhino rips off all the mic set and storms out as JR just kind of sits there with the dumbfounded look upon his face. All right. Solid 98 rating for that. Rhino looked good. Gained heat for the feud between him and Stone Cold that's forming. And as we move on to our next segment here, we have a 65 solid C rating as it is time for the six-man potential, or I guess it would be six-person because there's two females in this match, or potential handicap match, but it is going to be a six-person because as we see, Gregory did indeed find a tag team partner. Molly and Gregory's music hit, and out they come by themselves before making their way towards the ring, and that's when Gregory takes to the mic. Look, I don't know why you got such a big smile across your face in there, Val. Looks can be deceiving. And while there's only two of us, I assure you that I found a partner who will for sure give us the 3 count. And that's when Matt Hardy's music hits, but instead of it being Matt Hardy, out comes Shannon Moore. Matt Hardy's, I guess, protege, best friend. I don't really know what Shannon Moore is to Matt Hardy, but we've seen Shannon kind of associating himself with Matt in recent weeks. But today, he's going to be teaming up with Gregory Helms and Molly Holly. Apparently, these two have a bit of a past, and if you watch WCW, they were a part of a team called 3 Counts, along with Evan Courageous. So, I believe it was Evan Courageous. Anyway, Looks like tonight Shannon Moore has his back once again. And, of course, Gregory Helms and Shannon Moore are happy to be back to teaming with each other over the reunion. I don't think the Pimp Party's taking it too seriously. And, well, we can be honest here. Molly doesn't seem too pleased with the choice as well. So, should be interesting to see how this goes. Anyway, did gain heat for the feud as we go into the matchup. 59 solid C rating here, and about to add subpar wrestling and little heat to it. The team of Gregory Helms, Shannon Moore, and Molly Holly do it. They defeat Tracy Brooklyn in the Pimp Party in 6 minutes 34 seconds when Gregory Helms defeats Val Venus with the Vertebreaker. Getting the pin here tonight, and who knows? This could be the start of something new. I actually don't remember the words to that song now that I try to recite it, and I actually had to do that song in choir from the High School Musical. I got no shame. I knew what I was singing. Anyway, who knows? This could be the start of maybe a bit of a 3-count reunion. Then you never know. Maybe Matt Hardy won't be too happy about this. Either way, 59, solid C rating, even pulling out the Vertebreaker. This will most likely end the feud here. And Tracy Brooklyn with an in-ring performance of a 42. Godfather with a 52. So it looks like Tracy was actually going to be the weakest of this matchup. And I would say Godfather was the superior, but it looks like Molly Holly was the best. But we'll get to her. Val Venus with a 49. Molly with a 54. Shannon Moore with a 52, and Gregory Helms with a 49. Gaining heat for the feud, but that is most likely going to end this feud. Shannon Moore is improving in his performance. And as we move on to our next segment, 89 solid A rating here, as once again we are backstage in Mr. McMahon's office. The Clique is still hanging around as Sean is, just eating popcorn, and he begins to speak up.
Yeah, that Tracy Brooklyn's something else, eh, Vinny? I couldn't help but overhear before that, you were giving that guy, Mark Jindrak a shot at Goldberg?
Yeah, what about it, Sean?
Yeah, I just kind of find it funny, Vince. You and I go back years, hell. You had me take care of Brett back then. I figured you could trust me. But when it comes to Goldberg, you don't trust me. What? You don't think I can do it? But you think some greenie like Marky J can, huh? Is that the case, Vince?
And Kevin Nash also getting a little bit close here, as it looks like the Clique maybe trying to intimidate Vince here, but that's when we hear a knock on the door.
Come in.
And in comes Goldberg, of all people.
Heard you guys wanted to see me. Well, I'm here. So what's up? You clean up fast, by the way, Vince. Well. If it isn't Billy Goldberg, Kev. We were just talking about you, actually. Oh, yeah? Good things, I hope. Only the best.
That's when Shawn Michaels and Goldberg have them a bit of a stare down here, and then finally Michaels speaks up again.
But we were actually just getting out of here, Billy. Let's go, Kev. Yeah, that's probably for the best. See you later there, Nash. Bill, for a guy who doesn't want to work together... Oh, let me pull up the handy-dandy notepad here.
Oh, I didn't even write this down in the handy-dandy notepad, apparently.
But for a guy who doesn't want to work together, you sure have my back quite a lot. Whatever, Vince. What'd you call me in here for? Well, I'm sure you may have heard the news. But, you've got a match tonight. And your number one contendership's on the line. But, seeing as you just helped me out, you scratch my back, I could scratch your back. And, maybe if you're willing to reconsider things, and maybe if Goldberg and Vince McMahon can work together, that match can be canceled. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, Vince. You want to put my number one contendership on the line? That's fine. But you and me, we ain't ever gonna see eye to eye. So who's the victim tonight? Who's next? You know what, Bill? If you weren't such a stupid son of a bitch, you'd be able to see the only way things are gonna work out for you here is if you were on my side. But you wanna know who's next? I'll tell you who's next, Bill. You're next. Because you got Mark Jindrak in that ring, and Mark Jindrak's a perfect prodigy. And I don't see how there's any way of you walking out victorious. You think so, huh, Vinny? Just keep watching the match and I'll show you just what's in store for the dead man at King of the Ring.
Oh. Doing all those growly voices of Shawn Michaels. Goldberg and Vince definitely took a toll on me. But had a bit of an ad-lib there because I didn't write down the rest of it. But practically here, of course, a bit of a tease between Shawn and Goldberg. And then, well, last, I guess, Hail Mary there from Vince McMahon to try to get Goldberg on his side. Didn't work out, so plan 2, let's go with Jindrak. Performance of Kevin Nash was good here. Goldberg was a real star, advanced the storylines of both the King of the Ring and the downfall of the Dead Man. 89 solid A for that. As we hype up next, it'll be Jeff Hardy versus RVD for the #1 contendership towards the Intercontinental Championship. 71 B- rating here as we have a bit of a freestyle segment here. I didn't feel like writing it out, I suppose. But either way, Gregory Helms and Shannon Moore are backstage celebrating their reunion and victory, maybe even talking about going out tonight, when Matt Hardy approaches him and he's like, well, congratulations, Shannon, and congratulations, Greg. But I don't remember being consulted over this or asked about this. And well, pretty much what's going on here is Matt Hardy is kind of taken aback that Shannon Moore feels that he can just go and help Gregory Helms when he's supposed to be, you know, Matt Hardy's friend, supposed to be helping Matt out. So Matt a bit of a taken back, but Shannon ensures that, you know, we can all work together, that this is the start of something new. In my heart to be here with you, something like that. And who knows, maybe we'll see a bit of a stable form here. I really should have wrote this out, to be honest, because I don't know what the hell they would really say here. But pretty much it's just Matt Hardy scolding Shannon Moore and questioning Gregory why he didn't ask him for help. Like, why'd you go to Shannon Moore and why didn't you come to me? You know, like, I'm a former tag team champion, former European champion, hardcore champion. Why not me? Anyway, moving on. 82 solid B rating here, and about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Jeff Hardy and Rob Van Dam draw after 8 minutes 22 seconds by going to a double countout. So this, of course, was for the #1 contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. And I kind of like, you know, because they're high flyers, maybe a bit of a crash and burn incident. One of them does a dive or something to the outside. Maybe they collide, have a nasty fall. Neither men can make it to the ring in time. And we have a double countout to where both men didn't win. Anyway, Jim Ross, and we already know that. There's no point in talking about that. Jeff Hardy with a in-ring performance of a 79. Rob Van Dam with a 79. I got that backwards. Jeff Hardy had a 78. Rob Van Dam had a 79. Anyway, double countout. Makes you wonder if we'll see another match between these two, or if another star will get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. You would think these two deserve another shot at least, though. All right, anyway. Moving on, 76 B- rating as we are backstage with Team Hogan. And let's just go there. Oh boy, this one's going to be hard.
Congratulations, brother. Kurt, Pac never stood a chance tonight.
Thanks, Hulk. You know, I gotta say, a lot of people underestimate X-Pac. He may not seem like much, but he's a hard one to get a hold of. He's an oily one, ain't he, Kurt? I say, why don't we all go out and celebrate? Beers on Hulk, right?
I see what you did there. Come on, guys, let's go. Beer's on me.
Horrible Hulk Hogan, by the way. And as the gang heads around the corner to leave, that's when they run into Bobby Heenan and Mark Jindrak, who are out for their upcoming match. Well, well, well. Long time no see there, Hulkster. Still up to your old tricks, are you? Look, don't be fooled by him, guys. Hogan always has his own agenda.
Oh, whatever. You know, I could say the same for you, Bobby. Trying to start your own family again?
I may be. But let it be known, I don't make it a secret that I'm out here for myself and my family. But let's not start this here. We got a match. And that's going to set Mark up to be the next world champion. Not if I got anything to say about that, says Bradshaw. That's when Bobby Heenan pulls out his handy-dandy notepad. Well, luckily after tonight, you won't have anything to say about that, cowboy. Because once Mark here beats Goldberg, it'll be us going on to the King of the Ring to challenge the dead man. So, sorry, Bradshaw, but I guess you're welcome, because looks like you still have a chance to win that King of the Ring after all now that Mark's out of it, and you got yourself a bye now. Good day, gentlemen. And Bobby Heenan and them walk out. Bradshaw kind of with a little bit of I don't want to say a disgusted look, but maybe like a, I know that boy didn't just say that to me kind of look, and then anyway goes, you know what? That boy don't stand a damn chance against Undertaker or me. Let's go, boys. Drinks are on Hulk. And there we have it. A little bit of a reunion, I suppose, between not only Bobby the Brain, I shouldn't say not only, because there's only one reunion here, but a reunion between Bobby the Brain Heenan and Hulk Hogan. But there's a potential that Bradshaw might get a bye round. Like, if Mark Jindrak does beat Goldberg here tonight, are we going to have a replacement for Mark Jindrak? Is somebody else going to get Mark Jindrak shot and face Bradshaw? Or is Bradshaw just going to get an automatic bye round to the next round? And, well, yeah, I guess we'll have to find out. But that's all if Mark Jindrak wins here tonight. Anyway, before we move on, I do have a couple of things I do want to talk about. Or not talk about, but address that's happening in the world of wrestling before we move on, because this will be the last time we see the handy-dandy notepad. So, All Elite Wrestling, of course, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H's company, have a couple new hires, that being Mike Awesome and Brian Lee. TNA also had a new hire, that being Annie Social, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin, despite the two having a feud right now, still passing on tips to Rhino, this time teaching him a little bit more in the selling genre. All right. Hulk Hogan worked the crowd well. Bradshaw did a masterful job as well. So did Bobby the Brain Heenan. Everyone doing good here. Brotherly love storyline advance. Reflection of perfection storyline advance. No worker improvements. As we move on to our next segment, solid 80B rating as we see Goldberg walking down the aisle, getting ready for his upcoming match. Maybe even not even walking down the aisle. Well, I guess he is being shown here, so we can maybe see him getting ready in his locker room, or maybe the police, knocking on the door as we get ready for the match. That is next, by the way. All right, main event time. I was kind of worried how this was going to do, but not too shabby, actually. 79, solid B rating. I was honestly thinking this was going to be maybe a C+, so I'm actually very happy to see a B. I'm always worried when it comes to Goldberg's matches, and Jindrak's not the best either, as you can tell. So, but Undertaker has helped him over the year. Anyway, in a superb match, Goldberg does it. So it, unfortunately for Mark Jindrak, but I guess not unfortunately, he is still going to be in the King of the Ring tournament. But Goldberg defeats Mark Jindrak in 8 minutes 22 seconds with the spear. Nothing too crazy. Maybe a little bit of interference from Bobby the Brain Heenan here and there, but it wasn't enough to help Mark Jindrak, as Goldberg picks up the win and will still go on to King of the Ring to face the Undertaker. Was there any doubt? Mark Jindrak and Bobby Heenan, of course, are a good pairing. There wasn't enough selling shown in this match. That's something the Undertaker needs to work on with Jindrak. I wish someone would take Goldberg under their wing. Mark Jindrak had an in-ring performance of a 73. Goldberg with a freaking 99. So despite being, not all that great. He's apparently doing all that great. And then we end off the show in our next segment with an 85 B+ rating. Freestyle segment here. Didn't feel like writing it out, as Raw ends with The Undertaker beating down on Goldberg, bloodying him, and posing over the challenger to end off Monday Night Raw. So maybe Goldberg's just celebrating in the ring. Lights go off, and music hits. Of course, lights come back on. Undertaker's in the ring, but instead of Goldberg just being laid out like usual when Undertaker, does the lights on, lights off trick, Goldberg and Undertaker are still brawling. Taker wasn't able to take him out right away. They have a little bit of a brawl. Maybe even looks like Goldberg's about to take out the Undertaker, but the dead man catches Goldberg by the throat before he can hit him with the spear, choke slam, and then just gets on top of him, bloodies him by the, just raining down fist on him until Goldberg's pretty much unconscious and the Undertaker can pose over, can pose over him. Almost sounded like I said compose, Anyway, apparently JR and Jerry Lawler were weak. Okay, that's crazy to me. Undertaker looks excellent in this. Goldberg was a real star. I don't know how JR and Jerry Lawler were weak. That's insane to me, because without that, this would have been a pretty good segment, besides it being too short. Anyway, we do end the show there with Undertaker standing tall over his challenger, and let's see what we got for a grade. 87 B+ rating. No specific comments to be made about the show, so we didn't lose popularity or increase popularity, which I'm okay with, to be completely honest. Anyway, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you have enjoyed, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you have not already. And as always, my name has been OMG, WTF, LOFTW, BRB. Don't forget to share this friends with your Facebooks, your friend. I messed that up. It's been a while. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams. I don't give a damn. Anyone you feel would enjoy my content, give them a share. Help your homeboy get some new subscribers up in this bitch. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, have a great day, everybody.